When we buy a new iPhone, most often than not, all we get is a bunch of stock apps and all the Apple Silicon firepower coming from their bionic chips. From there, the quest to customize it and add your favorite apps begin. In this video, I take you through what's on my iPhone 14 Pro, so buckle up and let's go for the ride. First up, we have my home screen. The one I'm using comes with the iPhone 14 Pro. All I did is customize the widgets to my heart's content. Diving deeper into the home screen, it's quite basic, pretty much one of the wallpapers that comes pre-installed in the iPhone. I like it because it enables me to see all the notifications clearly. Breaking the home screen further down, up top I've got the widget of the Gmail app, and I have it at first glance owing to the fact that every other day I'm responding to emails, and since I got into content creation, it's become an even more important tool for my negotiation with brands, hence why I want to see it the first thing when I open my home screen. Next, I have my calendar app, which shows me the date and any upcoming events. I get to see all my commitments, and being a busy person, it's important to have everything in order so that I don't miss important meetings or tasks I'm required to complete. Moving along, right next to it, I have the reminder app. Again, being quite a busy person, I tend to forget stuff I was meant to look into, hence why I have reminders to prompt me in the event that happens. For instance, I've been planning to create a links page so that all the items in my setup can easily be found, as I keep getting questions on my posts to provide a link of the different items in my setup, and it gets quite repetitive sending a single link to one person at a time when I can have all of them in one place, once and for all. Next in line is Apple Notes. It comes in handy when I quickly want to jot down something important I've heard on a podcast or an Instagram reel. It's also where I write down my YouTube goals, and it doesn't stop there. I use it as a planning tool as well. For instance, I've got a big home office upgrade coming up, and a lot of the items being sent over by brands, others I'm buying. It's quite easy to forget what I'm expecting in the mail, so I write them down just to make sure I'm not missing out on anything. Moving along, I've got the weather app, and living in Melbourne, this is a must-have at first glance, putting in mind you can have all the 4 seasons in one day, so it helps me plan out my outfit appropriately before I step out of the house. Next is the screen time widget. Like mentioned earlier, I'm quite busy, and being deliberate with how I spend my time is super important to ensure my output is at its best, and being a creator, I get inspired and learn more about my craft by constantly getting ideas from creators in and outside my niches of design and tech. My most used apps are YouTube, Instagram and TikTok. More on them a little later in the video. The final widget is the clock, and living away from my family, we've got an 8-hour time difference, so it's important to know what time it is back home so that when I FaceTime them, they're not sleeping. Having traveled a fair bit, I've been to different cities, so having the time of my next destination a scroll away comes in clutch, especially when planning my itinerary. Swiping on to the first page, I've got a bunch of apps, and since there's a bunch of them, I like grouping them in folders more so if they serve the same function. Just a disclaimer, I wouldn't be going through all of them, I'll just give you guys snippets of my most used apps. Getting into it, I put a lot of thought into the layout of my apps, and I don't know if most of you think the same way, but my most used apps are at the bottom where my thumbs can quickly access them. To kick us off, we've got Notion. This is the backbone of my production process. Besides being my main production machine, I also use it to run my weekly schedule for all my tasks, my content calendar, where all my video ideas live, my links, where I save interesting articles, and most recently, a mood board where I have a collection of pictures that fuel my passion for design. Just a disclaimer, this isn't a sponsored message, it's just my own opinion, but for those looking to get digitally organized, this is the perfect app for taking notes, making to-do lists, and keeping track of your projects. It's highly customizable, and you can create the perfect workspace for your needs. Since you've had a glimpse of my workflow, I'll show you how I beef up the skeleton, and that's where my research app of choice comes in. Enter Google Chrome, the ultimate web browser, and I know most of you are about to ask, what about Safari? In all honesty, even though I'm deeply invested in the Apple ecosystem, I find the Chrome interface a lot more intuitive and easy to navigate compared to Safari, hence the reason why I prefer Google Chrome. In saying that, being an Apple fanboy, I still use Safari every now and then. Google Chrome has made doing my research when writing my scripts a lot more fun, and speaking of research, it gets even better as I can access the revolutionary chatbot ChatGPT through my Chrome browser. For those who haven't got wind of ChatGPT yet, it's a revolutionary artificial intelligence technology that is changing the way we communicate and interact with the world around us. Imagine being able to have a conversation with a machine that is so advanced, it can understand and respond to you in a way that is natural and intuitive. To give you more perspective, imagine meeting a person who's read every book that's ever been written, and whatever question you ask them, they've got an answer. That is ChatGPT. Moving along, the next app is Microsoft Writer, and I use it in tandem with Google Chrome when writing my scripts. Probably not everyone's favorite, but I like how it's super easy to use and all the customizable options it's got. It also used to be my go-to app for writing my assignments when I was in uni, but after I cleared, I mostly use it to write my script and occasional reports for my day job. Moving on to the creative side of things, first up is my camera app. Being a digital creator, it's an essential cog in my creative process, and with the upgrade from 12 megapixels to 48 megapixels in the iPhone 14 Pro, definitely among the best phone cameras in the market right now. Having started my YouTube channel shooting on my iPhone 7, I without a doubt appreciate the drastic improvement in camera quality to the point where I mostly shoot my videos with the iPhone 14 Pro despite owning a decent full-frame camera in the Canon M50. To put that into perspective, here are some photos taken with my camera app. By the way, if you'd like to see how I got my first 1000 subscribers and 4000 watch hours shooting with an iPhone, click the link above and I'll leave another link in the description box as well. On the flip side, despite being a really good camera, it's quite stock standard, and that's where the next app comes in. Enter Halide. Like mentioned earlier, the reason I got it is it has some extra features that the default camera app doesn't have, like white balance, extended dynamic range, 14-bit color zebras, just to name but a few. Designed to be used with one hand without compromising on power, I've enjoyed its intuitive gestures, gorgeous details, and effortless ease of use. Having just spoken about the camera app, it would be a disservice if I don't talk about the app that takes the amazing photos a notch higher. Enter Lightroom Classic. Designed for both professionals and amateur photographers, I like how its simple and intuitive user interface has enabled me to import, organize and edit my photos with its vast array of tools and features just from the palm of my hands. The vast range of editing tools include exposure, contrast, color and tone adjustments, as well as advanced features like dehaze, sharpening, just to name but a few. Lightroom Classic also has a range of presets and profiles that can be applied to photos for quick and easy adjustments, and that has come in handy when editing my thumbnail. Speaking of thumbnails, I also use Canva to customize my thumbnails. With its powerful and user-friendly interface, I've been able to easily create professional-looking thumbnails for my YouTube videos just using my phone. Some of my favorite features include being able to collaborate with other team members, share design and access thousands of templates, free stock images and videos, just to name but a few. While on the subject of thumbnails, with my busy schedule, sometimes I enlist the services of thumbnail artists, video editors, etc, and that's where Fiverr comes in clutch. For those who've been doing YouTube for a while now, you know how you've got to wear so many hats when you're first starting. From being the producer, editor, camera person, thumbnail artist, the list goes on and on. With Fiverr, you can delegate some of the tasks and open up time to do other activities that will contribute to the growth of your YouTube channel or the business around it. One of the things I like about Fiverr is that it offers a variety of pricing options, from fixed prices to hourly rates, which makes it easy to find services that fit your budget. It also provides a secure payment system that protects both buyers and sellers, so you can be confident you'll get what you pay for. Whether you're first starting out on YouTube or looking to take your channel to the next level, Fiverr provides a wealth of resources and talent to help you achieve your goals. It's enabled me to focus on creating great content and let the freelancers handle the rest. By the way, Fiverr isn't sponsoring this video, it's just my honest opinion from my experience using the app. Moving along, the next set of apps work in tandem to cater for both my needs as a YouTube creator and consumer. These are YouTube, YouTube Studio, TubeBuddy and Vidiq. Honestly speaking, my most used app is YouTube. I'm constantly looking for inspiration, learning new things, and also entertaining myself through YouTube. On the analytics side of things, YouTube Studio gives me insights on how my videos are doing through my analytics, and that gives me perspective on the things that are working and the areas I need to optimize. Speaking of optimization, I use both TubeBuddy, Vidiq and the YouTube Studio app to monitor the performance of my videos, more so the comments, views, click-through rates, dips, spikes, and retention to see the areas I can improve. Using Vidiq, I usually A/B test different titles and thumbnails, as these adjustments help me improve the click-through rate of my videos, which in turn increases the chances of the YouTube algorithm picking up and promoting my videos. The next set of apps are my shopping apps. I've got a variety, and the most used in this folder is Amazon, which I use to get some of the tech you see in my videos. Being a person who's also into fashion, I've also got a few apps that come in clutch in that department, my favorites being ASOS and H&M. Here's one of my lookbooks. Let me know what you guys think. Some honorable mentions include Etsy, eBay, IKEA, just to name but a few. Moving along, we have my social media apps, the most used being Instagram, TikTok and Twitter. By the way, if you haven't followed me and enjoy tech, design and personal development content, I'll leave links of my social in the description box. Honorable mentions in this folder include WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, Pinterest, which I use to share my passion for design through the photos I post up there, as well as get different design inspirations for the different setups in my house. Since I'm also big on personal development, I use Audible to absorb as much knowledge as I can, which helps me grow in the different aspects of my life. Its simple and easy user interface has enabled me to browse a variety of genres including fiction, non-fiction, self-help, just to name but a few. I've also been able to customize my listening experience by adjusting the narration speed and setting bookmarks to pick up where I left off. Swapping onto the second screen, I'll go through my entertainment apps. Over here, the apps I mostly use are Netflix, Stan, Kayo and Optus. For Kayo and Optus, I mostly use to watch sports like basketball, soccer and rugby. Netflix, as most of you would know, I use it to watch movies and series, although I haven't watched a movie in a while now. Leave me some recommendations in the comment section. Well, that sums up the most used apps on my iPhone 14 Pro. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe as it helps the channel grow. To see how my iPhone 14 Pro has fared over the last 6 months, check out this video. Until then, people of the internet, I'm signing out. See you on the next one.